comments. I called last Tuesday to Mr. Smart to ask for a special called meeting because I have some real concerns about what all's been happening in the election office and things that have been going on. I mean, we've made the Knoxville television station, we've made the Nashville television station, and we've also made the USA Today newspaper. And I don't think we've ever had that problem before.
How do we do that? How do we make those headlines?
Over the challenge of Mrs. Eldridge's vote. And I just think that the way it was gone about was illegal. The way that Ms. York handled it was illegal. I made notes after you wouldn't let me have it because I was afraid I'd forget all my stuff before tonight because I was on Tuesday, but I was going to sleep between now and then.
You were all keyed up and ready to go, huh?
I was keyed up and ready to go then, but we didn't get to have it. So
let me ask you something. Can I break in just
sure.
a minute? Did we end up getting any legal opinion on that thing? If we didn't, we shouldn't discuss it at all.
Well, it's still under advisement, and the people in Nashville are reviewing it, and we hope. Obviously, we didn't get any information today, and we'll probably get it either Tuesday or Wednesday.
I was going to say, because time's running out.
That's right. We need to get it before Thursday.
Well, I think one of my concerns was the poll watcher that challenged Miss Eldridge was not in the office. She didn't have her identification on like she was supposed to. When she came in, she didn't check in. She didn't sign the paper that she was supposed to, the log that she was supposed to. And I've even looked it up in our law book on the proper way to do that. So if anyone wants to look at it or I need to read it, I can. She also made her challenge directly to the voter instead of the judge of the elections like she was supposed to. But Ms. York participated and let her do all these things. She didn't try to show her the proper way to go about this. I mean, the lady wasn't, a poll watcher supposed to be in the office with her identification on, and she's supposed to have signed in that she's going to be the poll watcher for that day. Not come running across the street, change shirts, come in and go up to the voter and immediately challenge her. That was not the proper way to do that.
Were you here at
No,
the time?
No, but
okay. Continue
I
on.
called Ms. York right after that.
Please continue
and
on.
we discussed it. So
I'm glad you discussed it. That's important.
we did, because we discussed whether she had her shirt on, whether she had her poll watcher paper. We discussed it, and she said what I was saying was true. I mean, that she changed shirts, that she came running in, that she didn't have her poll. Like, she should have had her name on a thing that said she was a poll watcher. She did not have that on. I just think that also that Miss Eldridge's votes were, and I think that's part of the law with the Mr. Smith, was violated when we don't know where her ballot was for 2 days.
Who's Mr. Smith?
Miss Eldridge's attorney.
Oh, okay.
Her ballot, I don't know where it was for 2 days before he and Miss Eldridge came in and she signed it and then was put in the box. I don't know why it was lurking around somewhere or where it was. But that's a concern of mine.
Okay, good.
Okay. I know that Ms. York took the judge into her office to talk to her privately when she was supposed to be out here working the machines. Then Ms. York let Aaron Snodderly take the judge into her office, and he talked to her for over an hour to discuss with her her decision. And that's almost like harassment. I mean, you don't just take a judge out of her job to try to persuade her to do something.
Were you here?
No.
Okay, so this is secondhand.
Well, no, Miss.
I'm sorry, were you here?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you.
But
Continue.
the judge.
I'd like the papers to note that, please, that she was not here, so this is secondhand.
Well,
and please print that in the paper.
Excuse me?
Who did that come from?
The judge.
Okay.
I went over about Miss Eldridge and the ballot. It's put. I'm also concerned that now she signed it and it's put in the box. I think that's what Mr. Smith, we all got the letter about, is that she really needs to vote on a machine because there's no way to get that out of the ballot box without everybody knowing how she voted because it's signed.
Well, that's not our decision to make. The people in Nashville make that
Right,
decision.
and I understand
And
that.
I understand it's in a different box than all the other absentee ballots, but all the other absentee ballots have names on them too. So please
Same
go on.
box,
Okay.
same box,
Excuse me?
same box.
Right. I've had numerous calls that have called to report to me that Ms. York's been going door to door soliciting votes for her husband and for Eric Swafford. I contacted Nashville about that. Mr. Goins said it was a really fine line, that it's not exactly against the law, but when she took her oath of office to be fair and impartial, that falls under there, that you're not being fair and impartial if you're out soliciting votes for someone.
Were you solicited? Did you see it? Did you hear it?
No.
Okay, so it's circumstances that you
Well, the
don't really
people
know for
who-
sure.
Well, no, the people she did to
People are
call to
telling
me.
you this to give you a forum to sit in front of us and this crowd and the newspapers so you can sell more newspapers. Please
I'm not trying to
continue
sell
on.
newspapers.
Please continue on.
I'm not trying to sell newspapers.
You
I'm
don't have
concerned
to.
about our taxpayers and what's happening in the office,
I am
and we're
too.
making national news, and we're just sitting here like nothing's wrong. I mean, the Knoxville's been here, Nashville's been here, and even Nashville, the election coordinator's office was just really surprised and was concerned. They even offered to send someone up here since Ms. York has not been here in days and days.
I have been in contact with them and I have not heard any surprise or concern. It may
I
be.
called him after I talked to you on Tuesday,
Yeah.
and Mr. Goins said that he offered to send someone up here if the girls, which we have fabulous girls and they don't need somebody. They all do a great job and we don't need, they can handle it. But he said he called and offered to send someone from Nashville to our office to help during elections since our administrator is not here. And I've even asked why Ms. York's not been here, and all I get is, it's no one's business why she's not there. But are we not her employer? Like, she works for the commission,
Mhm.
okay? If she's not gonna be here, does she not mean, as I told you, I don't have to have details, but if she's sick, she just needs to tell the five of us, I can't be there, blah, 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 because I'm ill, the doctor's put me on bed rest, the doctor said I can't work, but I get no answer other than she's not gonna say why she's not here. Does that not concern you? That we are going through an election and our administrator is not working.
She has been in contact with you as well as she has with me.
She's not been in contact
She
with
sent
me.
you an email.
No, she didn't. I have
Okay.
not gotten an email.
Okay. Next comment?
Well, I think that's about it. Am I the only one that's concerned on why she's not here?
You're the only person I have received a phone call from. No one else seems to be concerned about it. Other than the concern with the one ballot that was challenged.
Well, I told
I
you
think
when I
that the
called you
ladies in
last,
this office have done a very good job.
they do a fabulous job.
They've done a great job.
But when I called you last Tuesday, I told you that on Monday, when this happened to Miss Eldridge, my phone did not stop ringing. I mean, it was continual for 3 hours. I went to the Walmart, people stopped me that were just concerned on their rights being violated and why they're not gonna get to vote like they want to.
From what I've read and from what I've seen of the process in place, nobody's rights were violated.
Miss
I mean, there
Eldridge's
is
way,
a process and there's action steps and there's proper things to do.
but they were not followed.
Well, that's for a debate for a different time. I don't think it's a debate for here.
What concerns me is Mickey was the only one that challenged, but there's people the rest of the day that voted in the other primary. So I've been told, I didn't witness none of it, but I've been told that people went in the Republican primary and them the best known Democrats in the city.
Well, isn't it weird that all these people would take a pledge to be a Republican?
Huh?
Isn't it a concern that somebody that's a staunch Democrat would take a pledge to be a
Who
Republican?
took a pledge besides Mickey?
Well, that's why I asked.
Well, you said all these people. Who's all these people that took an oath?
Mickey took a pledge.
Okay,
one
that's
person.
one person.
Lisa, do you have anything else?
That's not people.
Thank you.
Well, I'll go back to my same question, am I the only one of our commissioners who's concerned on why Miss York is not with us during a busy time like an election?
Do you know why she's not with us?
No, I
Have
asked.
you heard anything of why she's not with
I
us?
was told it was none of my business.
Who told you that?
It was was told to me from the office staff.
I
That she
understand.
said to tell that. Now, the girls did not say that themselves.
But
They
she
said
didn't say
that
it
she
to you.
said if anyone called to ask why she was not here, it's not anyone's business. Okay?
Can I ask a question? Is she getting paid if she's not here
That's
during
a-
this
that-
crucial time?
That's a question that will be determined.
Okay, sorry. If
Yeah,
somebody
so-
else is having to do her job, they should get her pay.
Yeah. You know, that's to be determined.
I make a motion we adjourn.
Motion's been made to adjourn. Is there a second?
I'll make a motion.
No, you need to second it. Motion's been made. Will there be a second?
I say.
Motion's been made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I don't think we got
Thank you.
part that said it like the other way, but the majority does, and so be it. But I thought they were all supposed to be here tonight to sit in on this discussion. Our lawyer and her and, you know, I'm just telling you what I was under the impression of. I was under the impression, what's his name, Smith, the attorney, and Miss Eldridge was gonna be here. Of course, Miss York. So really, I don't think we've settled anything. Really?
Well, we can't settle it.
Huh?
Well,
We ain't settled nothing.
we've settled the
And
agenda.
I say,
That's-
what bothers me, people, is that people come in the rest of the day and voted over the other primary and nobody said nothing. I mean, it looked like it had been a violation of the law. They would all been challenged, not just one.
There's not a whole lot I can say, Robert, at this time. I mean, I can't agree with you, I can't disagree with you. We're trying to follow the law and the process steps that are laid out.
But didn't that letter say that Mr. Smith would be here, the attorney? Or he was
No,
just,
I don't think it's.
No.
it didn't say he was here right here, but he's well aware of it, right?
And we're waiting to hear something from Nigel.
Huh?
I say we're waiting to hear something from Nigel about how soon.
At 3:25 this afternoon, I received the letter.
225,
At 3:25. 3:25.
325.
Mhm.
You had time to study, didn't you?